Hello there, Red Alert, PRD database, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube followers. Thanks for taking the time to view another video. I'm Mark Kempwell from PRDnationwide, Newcastle and Lake Macquarie, and I've just got a quick tip for buyers that are interested in purchasing a property through the friendly auction system. You may have had some experience with auctions in the past. However, I can definitely say that the friendly auction system is friendlier on buyers. Therefore, it's friendlier on sellers as well, because a greater percentage of the market will be interested in inspecting the property. First of all, it's worth understanding that a vendor is not going to go to auction unless they're motivated to sell. And when I say motivated to sell, they're willing to listen to the market, they want to sell for a fair and reasonable market value, and they don't want to overprice the home and have it sitting around a long time. Hence the absence of a fixed price on the property. The second reason is that there's a deadline date, and a lot of the time it suits the owners to sell in a time frame. Now, where this comes into play with the buyers is that you've probably got an advantage there, because there's a lot of overpriced property sitting on the market, and you'll often be sitting back waiting for it to come down in price, or wondering if they ever will come down in price, making offers. Where do I make the offer on the property? Are there other offers on the property? When you come along to an auction property, one thing you'll see straight away is you get more communication from the agent, but we do need it to be a two-way street. So what I'd recommend, first of all, if you like the look of a property that is listed for friendly auction and you go through it, advise the agent of your interest. Provide them with all the contact details you can. I mean, a phone number, a second phone number, or a partner's phone number, and also your email address. There might be some printed material to get to you, so it can be handy to have a postal or home address as well. But basically, you want to be advised if there's any important updates on the property. Sometimes there's offers prior to the auction, sometimes a price guide changes, sometimes something's changed in the owner's situation, or some new information is available on the property. So strongly recommend advising the agent of your interest. It's fair enough to also advise the agent roughly of the price that you're interested in. See, there's a price guide on most auctions, and you'll get a bit of a broad indication of the agent early on, whether it's printed or whether you've requested it by email. But you will get a bit of information from the agent about the price guide. Now, that can shift throughout the campaign, so it's important that you keep communicating with the agent as you go through. It's also important, so point number 2, is that start your preparation early, and I mean straight after the first inspection. Most of the preparation that you need to do for an auction property, if it's part of the friendly auction system, will cost you nothing, and it doesn't take too much time. You can receive a pest and building report, and all of the pest and building inspectors on our panel of friendly auction accredited pest and building inspectors will sign the property reports into your name if you're successful, meaning that the insurances apply as if you just bought that property, bought the report. And they will also talk to you about the content of the report, because as we know, with pest and building reports, they can often be a lot worse in writing than they are in reality, and it's just the way that they have to be written. They have to be chunked into categories, and they have to describe every single thing. So it's worth having a chat to the inspectors. They are completely neutral in their opinion though, because they know it's going to end up in your name. There's also a contract for sale that's available by PDF, and we can send that to you usually straight after the inspection off the new system that we've got, that we work with our iPhones. It's worth getting your solicitor. If you don't have one, a conveyancer or a solicitor, we can recommend you a panel of solicitors that won't charge you to look at contracts. They're more than happy to do so, because 9 times out of 10 they end up working for you at some point in the future. People on our panel charge reasonable and fixed fees. Only if you buy, they don't charge to look at contracts. Also, you will find that sometimes you've been told that you've got finance, or it won't be a problem, is what I hear from a lot of buyers. Whether it's for sale or auction, there's more preparation involved than just calling up and saying, righto, I found a property, now what? It's worth getting the contract for sale across to the broker and telling them to hold on to that, or to commence a lending application on that property. I recommend being pre-approved to a maximum limit, and if you've got more than 10% deposit, you're probably a good chance, but it'll be up to each individual lender whether they want to value the property prior to the auction, or whether they're happy for you to bid and then value the property at the contract price, because the auction sale is usually a good indication of market value. We can help with what we call a valuation kit. So if a broker needs to do a desktop valuation or order a valuer around, we can provide them with a list of sales from conservative to enthusiastic sale prices to help the valuer value the property with some guidance. Now, of course, the valuers are going to have their own opinion, but you don't want to put the minimum price or the price that you'd be absolutely excited to pay for the property, which might be quite low, on your application and have the valuer just approve that amount. You should be getting them to value it at the maximum it could be, so you can freely bid up into that amount. If it goes for less, of course, I'll adjust on the contract and the paperwork once the loan documents are all drawn up. So there's a couple of pointers of communicating early and getting prepared early. Now, the reason you want to be prepared early is so that if there's an offer prior to the auction and it's in a range that you think is acceptable or exciting, you can respond straight away. Because prior to auction is just like at auction. Most of the time, it should be an unconditional offer if you want to tempt the owner to sell. A lot of this is described in our friendly auction guide, and you can download that from our website, PRDnewcastle.com.au. That's PRDnewcastle.com.au. It's just on the bottom of the home page there. It's a PDF. If you have any trouble with that, let us know and we can send you a copy by email. The last thing I'll recommend is get other decision makers involved early as well. So if you're looking on behalf of your spouse and you've been charged with the responsibility of looking at all the properties and then letting them know of your ones you're interested in, get them back for a second look within days. We at PRD Nationwide have a panel of selling agents for nearly every property, so if one of us can't do it, we've usually got another knowledgeable and reputable agent that can show you through. And our vendors are usually quite open to after hours times, Sunday times, and times that fit you during your lunch hour, etc. During the week. Don't just wait for the next open, because something could happen in that meantime. And there will be other people there, you probably won't get to look around as much. There'll be plenty of new people coming each week to the opens. So I'm trying to keep this under 8 minutes. I'm 6 minutes 57 so far, so I hope that's been helpful. If you'd like any further information on PRD Nationwide, friendly auctions, how to buy at friendly auctions, or the benefits of selling by friendly auction, please don't hesitate to give us a call. I will get in touch with you at a later date about some other tips around offering prior or bidding at auction.